Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Palai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Judgment. Last episode, we went into the town of Andraschaum and managed to gain some trust from the Andrastrevi. The natives here who have been, well, getting sacrificed by the Skyfolk. We've gotten some trust by getting rid of a priest of the Skyfolk, and now we actually need to get the rest of their trust. Before we do... Ooh! You return to High Rataki and find a lot of changes. Before she went to Andraschaum, Princess Delia stopped by here to drop off a small army. A large force of Haven's finest warriors and mages have set up camp in the west end of town. They're a cheery lot, tending to their gear, trading stories, and singing battle songs. Nothing cheers up a Havenite warrior like the prospect of spoils of war from a fresh vassal. You think you see, wandering through the crowd, Prince Barban. It makes sense that Delia's suitors would not want her to travel here alone. You suspect that Duke Gregorovi is busy somewhere nearby. Really? It's a good thing we came back here, then. Let's see if we can find them. Miranda! Princess Delia has brought a host of familiar faces with her. You instantly recognize General Miranda, an invaluable helper on both Sacramentum and in the Rocage. The general has a large, fresh Havenite force, at least 100 strong. Some are out scouting, some are training, a few are setting up tents outside. All are ready to fight at your command, and Miranda is here to lead them. She gives you a happy smile and a jaunty salute. Well, thank you for stopping by, Prince. When all the weighty decisions are made, know that the Queen has sent the muscle necessary to make them happen. So, what brings you to the frontier, General? The Queen's order. Apparently after you arrived, Sutter snuck off another message to her. When Her Majesty realized you wouldn't be back soon, she sent some appropriate support. Plus a princess, of course. The Queen gave orders that you were to come. To me personally. It was a very quick audience in her chambers, but she is a powerful lady. My soldiers are here to give weight to the words of Haven, and we're ready to fight or die to do it. Where were you before you came here? Back in the Rocage. It's been boring there, too peaceful. Very nice to get out where the action is. General Miranda walks you around and shows you the soldiers, mages, and equipment sent to reinforce your will. It is quite a gesture of interest in the project and the fate of the Darmali. 100 soldiers seem small next to these gigantic mountains, yet these are warriors of Haven. You aren't worried. Describe your forces. 100 soldiers, all we got through the portal before it started to flicker. A low number, true, but good warriors with supplies and magical support. These shaggy mountain folk don't scare us. Magical support? A proper complement of wizards and healers, plus a trained alchemist. How are supplies? Not bad. Between what we brought and what High Rotaki has, we will be good for a few battles. By that time, some of the lands held by the Skyfolk should have switched to our side, and they will supply us. Standard Haven procedure, done it plenty of times, no worries. I'm hearing standard Haven procedure a lot. And your defenses? Well, if I had my way, this fort would be made of stone. Some siege weaponry coming through the portal would be all to the good. We aren't sitting still, though. I have a few carpenters. We're working on ballistas now, and maybe our wizards can shore up the fort walls. We're Haven soldiers. We know how to make do. There is another fort just to the east. You could probably send a small scout group in order to secure it. It's already kind of been taken. What are your current orders? Protect the Darmali and wait. We're to prepare and be ready to fight the Skyfolk at any moment. Maybe we'll attack them, maybe the other way around. Either way, we'll be ready. You think you might fight the Skyfolk? In the end, it will be the Queen's decision. I'm sure Sutter will decide something, but an order to war can only come from the Crown. What do you think will happen with the Skyfolk? Right now, we're waiting for Prince Sutter to investigate and make a decision. He's the person to talk to. Eventually, word will get to the Queen, and she will make a final decision, but my orders are to obey the Prince's orders until then. What do you know about the Skyfolk? Not much yet. Nasty folk, but I've seen worse. Surprisingly strong equipment and magic, but they can't match us. They're proud, but trust me, bloody their noses, strip away a few conquests, they'll give in. They always do. Ever been in a situation like this before? Oh, plenty of times. Honestly, Prince, all this is just Haven's regular business. There's a few quirks, sure, but nothing we haven't done 1,000 times before. Please rest easy. Do you think you can handle a skyfolk in a fight? The soldiers overhear the question. They break out in spontaneous cheering and laughter. Haven's warriors pride themselves on their constant cheer, even in the most grim of situations. General Miranda silences them with a gesture. I don't know who might ever defeat the might of Haven. It won't be the Skyfolk, though. They have some strength and skill, sure. We won't be overconfident, but... Hello, Prince Barbin. Prince Barbin of Jozan stands firmly upright when speaking with you. Okay. I see you have come out to the Rokaj. Of course. He adjusts his cloak, revealing several businesslike blades on his belt. I have asked for Princess Delia's hand. I would not let her go to a conflict alone. If there is a fight, I won't turn away from it. Also, it's nice to get away from court from time to time. How do you like it? I like these Ro. Spirited folk. He looks around at the fort and the forces Delia brought. They are no stranger to a fight. I think the Skyfolk will have a very hard time soon. And who else came with you? Besides the princess and the small army, one Duke Gregorovi has come with. I think you met him. He's in the main hall asking questions, tallying up resources, planning and calculating. He's a rival and a creature of court, so I'm not likely to be his friend. However, he is very dangerous to Haven's foes and Haven's way. Why did you come? When I heard what Princess Delia was planning, I insisted on coming. She thought my gallantry amusing, but she was not foolish enough to refuse an offer of help. She is smart and wise, but a life in the palace may have left her sheltered, not prepared for what she will see. She thought it was important that she come, and I agree. What do you think of Delia's actions? I knew she would come and help her family. I did not expect her to use her protective enchantments and play pretend as a soldier. She is seeking something, perhaps to test her courage, perhaps to learn the real consequences of her decisions. Still, what she is doing is not a game. I hope it does not continue for long. Why was it important for her to come? This is your family here, of course, long neglected as I understand it. Also, her two siblings are here, and she relies on you more than you may realize. It took courage. If you want to hold the throne of Haven, you will need a lot of that. I hope you have a good stay. And you as well, Rupert. Do not be arrogant. The Skyfolk may have powers they have not revealed. Good day to you. All right. We'll speak to Gregorovi as well. Wherever he is. Up here, maybe? In the main hall? He must be upstairs. That is Stonehouse. He's not in there. He said he's in the main hall. Gregorovi's in the main hall. He's not here. Must be in one of these main halls, then. The Darmali quarters, maybe. That's the Mistwalker. I thought he was here. He must be in one of the other buildings. Nope, that's just Nils check. This is a workshop. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be in here. No, he is in here. Wow. I did not expect to see you in the Rokaj. I did not expect to be here. This place was always a little spot on the map to me. Coming out here is quite a change. I'm not used to being this close to a growing war. Of course, the princess easily justifies such a risk. It's a change. I prefer to be in court. I make no secret of it. The Rokaj is a place for traders, explorers, and diplomats. I am the one who sends those people from the center of the empire. Still, I find all this fascinating. People like me spend too much time in court. It's good to come out here and remember that all those little marks on paper are real people. And who else came with you? Besides the princess and a small army of some of Haven's finest warriors, Prince Barban has come along. He is with the soldiers, as is his way. I am looking at maps and supply inventories, as is my way. I like the fellow. The strength of those like him is why Haven is so strong. Of course, someone like me has to come after he is done to turn mess into profit. Why did you come here? Oh, because the princess did, of course. I am no warrior. I don't have powerful magic protecting me. Yet I would not be able to sleep knowing I let my potential bride flit off into the mountains and did nothing. It was a rash decision, but it was important. What do you think of Delia getting into the fight? I don't understand it. I would not dream of commanding her, but when I have seen her, I have suggested that she stop. She is important, and she is being risked unnecessarily. And it is changing her. She thinks it is necessary to see these horrors up close, but you can't look at that sort of thing without being affected. Permanently. Some things are better seen in plays. Why was it important for her to come? She knows that your family owes a debt to the Darmali. I don't think she will be able to fully help the Queen's successor while her family's fate worries her. I just hope she stops a little personal adventures soon. Such things make the nobles of Haven worry about instability. Well, good luck out here on the frontier. And good luck to you. Your little adventure here carries a lot of risks, Prince, and I hope we are not out here long. Indeed. Alright, up here then. Oh, Prince Sutter. I have been traveling with Princess Delia. Sutter turns grim. I figured you must. Keep an eye on our sister as she blunders around. Help her to have a nice vacation. A bit of mud and excitement after all those feasts with her suitors in the palace. What do you think of the suitors? Those two bright young fellows wandering around Hyrotaki trying to seem impressive. Oh, I've met them. They're adequate. Delia seems to like them. That's as involved as I plan to get. Why are you so angry at Delia? Mother's missions have been horrible. Negotiations and demands, followed by bullying and killing. It wears on a person. But it was mine. I was free out here, not always watched, not being second-guessed. I had authority and freedom. It was the only good thing about it, and I can't have it with my ever-perfect sister always jamming her nose in. Sutter realizes that the Row are listening intently to this bit of very private family business. Excuse me, I need to see something. He walks off to compose himself. What is the next step in your grand plan? Okay, we've already done that. In that case, it's just going to be me and Delia, I suppose. We had charged up to the temple and try and get the thing back. At least it's an easy run here. You find two men accompanied by a pair of hounds. They're pulling a wooden wagon along this worn road. At first you thought these men were farmers or merchants. Then when you get close, the bundles in their wagons start to move. The burlap coverings in the cart are thrown aside, revealing armed warriors. The two men pulling the wagon draw hidden blades and charge you. Okay. Well. God damn it. I need to take out that cultist first. I did not intend this. Ow. The stun is definitely bad. And one more brigand. Healing Strike helps out a bit. They were plainly assassins sent to hunt you down. You search them carefully for signs of who sent them, but you find nothing. Were they ambitious skyfolk who wanted to erase a dangerous intruder? Andra Screvi who like the status quo and don't want you causing trouble? You'll likely never know. Alright, this way then. And head to the north. Slightly wounded, but I'll be fine. Let me drop a save. Alright, onwards and north we go. This road leads north to the lands of the Skyfolk. It is far better maintained, allowing easy travel. The Skyfolk are definitely good at infrastructure. Occasionally you see a body by the road. They were recently executed. You can't tell who they were or who killed them. You only know that they were left here to send a message. This is not unusual. All of Haven's vassals have their own practices and conflicts going back centuries. Since you were small, the Queen cautioned you to not get too involved in these details. They care about their lives and customs far more than you ever can. The road on this side of the river slopes up sharply. The water to the west is fast and choppy, but you imagine Skyfolk rowers can maneuver goods up and down it with difficulty. There are occasional rapids, patches of well-used portages. You're getting closer to the border with actual Skyfolk land. You occasionally pass another recently made corpse. Violent ends, no identification. Haven's arrival has already inspired widespread disputes and settling of scores. No open chaos. Yet. From here you can enter a massive temple perched on a hill emerging from the river. Moats protecting it have been laboriously dug out on all sides. The temple is mossy but not heavily worn, perhaps only a century old. When the Skyfolk conquered the lands to the south, they humiliated their vassals by placing their temple directly in their lands. You're not entirely sure about its purpose, but the Skyfolk were confident enough to not give it heavy defenses. In fact, you see a strange lack of people, defenders or otherwise, as you approach. And this leads up to... You ascend past the temple into a massive pass leading into the higher, richer lands above. From here, you can see many cities dotting above you. Each is surrounded by its own brown haze, the product of fires and human industry. The land of the Skyfolk is large and rich, the sort of prize past leaders of Haven craved. Conquering it will be the product of much effort, far beyond what you and your paltry crew can achieve. You are still met by few defenders. Not far ahead you see the massive stone walls of Chahera, a massive fortress that marks the beginning of Skyfolk lands. I see. Below Chahera. So that we may be going to after we do this. I am going to avoid those warriors for now. A small band of people waits motionless in this road. Ah, this is the dazed group again. Try to heal them, talk to them, just leave. Alright. Let me drop another save. Into the temple. Princess Delia has arrived at the temple ahead of you. She is wearing the same clothes she was wearing in Andrashaum, only dirtier. At least she has adjusted to that part of campaigning quickly. You find that the massive gates to Temple Watercall have been left open. There are no guards. When you arrive, Delia is holding one of those explosive ceramic orbs Sutter used to slick stones. She puts it back into a satchel at her side. Welcome, Rupert. As you can see, the Skyfolk are not defending their temple. At least not the outer gates. You found the gate open. Yes. I think they assumed that if they left it closed, I would destroy it. A correct assumption. They just wanted to save themselves some expensive repair work. If you aren't going to use that explosive, I'd take it. But then I wouldn't have it. We don't have many. I'm afraid that I'm going to be selfish. Aw. What happens now? We go in, I imagine. I'll see if one of their priests is here. Give the traditional greeting so it could be passed on. I want to learn more about their religion, their sacrifices. When evaluating what to do with a land, religious details, especially ones with sacrifices, require special attention. You're putting yourself at great risk being here. Risk, yes. Great risk, no. We are getting closer to the limits of our protective magic, but it is still strong. And our lives always require risk. We live in the palace. Our lives can collapse into dust in a moment. What is our goal in these lands? As I said, we need to find a priest. We could also find some other Skyfolk official or of some importance. No. What is our real goal here? She stops and looks at you. Prince Sutter and I have our differences, but we are still in the same business with the same goals. When our beloved mother dies, one of us has to prove to Haven our worth to wear the crown. A rich new vassal would do this. Then there are the Darmali to be considered. You want to make the Skyfolk our vassals. I am not opposed to the idea. An expensive effort, but the potential rewards are great. You think we can conquer the Skyfolk? Maybe we can talk about this later, perhaps when we are less exposed to the world. It's very quiet here. Yes, so peaceful if you ignore the pressing aura of darkness. I don't think it will stay quiet for long. And what about the Darmali? If we abandon them, every one of them will be brought to this temple. Let's go see what would happen to them. If you want to know more, you can talk to me in a quiet moment. For now, there are no defenses, and we should take advantage. Indeed. One moment. I guess we can at least step inside. You walk through the massive stone gate into Temple Watercall. The aura of fear and domination you experienced in the Shrine of Andrasham is present here as well. It is weakened a bit by the absence of people. There is an incredible eeriness to the temple. You walk between two walls of huge stone blocks looking for someone to parley with, or fight, or rescue, or anything. You see no guards, priests, or sacrifices. Everyone is gone. Delia silently looks around, wand at the ready. She takes in every detail, but she passes no judgment for now. Well, at least there's some more money. Doesn't appear to be anything over here. Which means we need to go west. This building contains 2 long cells, one for men and one for women. It has all been kept very tidy. The bedding on the floor was made before the guards left. Delia makes a quiet clucking noise with her tongue, but says nothing. I mean, at least they gave one of them a view of the river outside. No, they both got a view of the river outside. So, I mean, that's something. More buildings here. I should go back and investigate them. Oh, hi, serpent. We found the guards. Quite a few serpents as well here. I really should have changed myself so I could actually use this poison. Or heal myself with poison. We'll come back to this. Let's go down and check the other buildings before we fight this acolyte. But hey, at least we killed a bunch of those snakes before something could happen with them. This is a bathing hall. Sacrifices are cleaned here in 2 deep pools. Long sheets of cloth are kept handy to dry people and keep them warm. All as I have read, all very standard. Nobody wants a dirty sacrifice. This is a dressing hall. There are sheets of clean cloth folded up on the tables. When freshly cleaned sacrifices enter the hall, they are nicely dressed up. Then they were lined up in the courtyard outside. It seems like they must have been a very orderly bunch of victims. There's a large metal flask on the table. You lift the lid and take a whiff. It smells like a very strong herbal wine. Delia takes a sniff as well. She shakes her head. One good slug of this stuff and the prisoner would happily go along with anything for a while. Okay. You take care of the scorpion, I'll zoom over to the acolyte. Ooh, oozing strike. Poisoned him a bit. Oh, did you get the kill? You got the kill. Okay, fair enough. And what do we have in this building? Another snake. Healing Strike's is good, at least. Okay, these are probably the quarters of priests. Or whoever was in charge. Assassin's Charm. Critical chance and hide in shadows. I'm gonna remove the Brute Flask and take the Assassin's Charm. And I'm going to remove that one and take the Restoration Potion. The scroll is not as good. But this will do. Alright. That leaves the temple itself. And you know what? I am going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll go into the temple and see who we can save. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Palai. That is Prince Rupert. This has been a Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Judgment. And I shall see you all next time.